Once again, it's lit. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash that like button. Also, subscribe to the channel. Now, I'm on Showtime Sports, their official Twitter account, and they posted this: the best versus the best. What could they be talking about, right? And you click on the link, and it'll pull up another window, and they just unveiled a monstrous schedule for 2017, and we haven't even started 2017 yet, right? 7 marquee boxing matches pitting top 10 champions versus top 10 challengers. What are they talking about? Scroll down, and here's the list. Some of them we knew about, others are new. December 10th, Jesus Cuellar versus Abna. Good fight. Cuellar used to train in LA, and then Matas is from SoCal, Southern California, and the fight is taking place in Los Angeles. Main event, and Cuellar, I believe, is the WBA champion, so it's a champion versus a veteran, right? Jamal Charlo versus #1 contender Julian J. Rock Williams for the IBF belt title fight. And this is a fight that's been talked about for a while. Great scrap at 154. January 24th, this is official now. There's talks about it, but it is made official. Badou Jack versus James DeGale. Jack being the WBC champion, James DeGale being the IBF champion. These are probably considered the best two guys at super middleweight, and they're getting a unification scrap in January. Great news. Now, we knew about this one. January 28th, you have Carl Frampton versus Leo Santa Cruz. The first fight was a Fight of the Year candidate. Frampton moved up in weight, beat Leo Santa Cruz, and now he's giving Leo Santa Cruz an opportunity to get his belt back. And then on the undercard, you have WBC champion Daehan Leticia versus Mikey Garcia. I did a video about all these fights, and Mikey Garcia, fan favorite, very technically gifted, against a hard-hitting WBC champion. He has almost a 70% knockout ratio. Another fight that was just announced, fire. February 11th, Adrien Broner versus Adrien Granados. Now, some of you may scratch your head and say, who's Granados? Granados is the fighter who recently just stopped Amir Imam and knocked him out. And he's been complaining he hasn't been able to get a fight. Now he has. This is a good fight because Broner in the past has struggled with volume guys who throw a lot of volume, and also pressure fighters. And this is Adrien Granados' MO. And he could hit, you know what I mean? He stopped Amir Imam, so that's a good fight. A lot of people thought it was going to be Ricky Burns. Ricky Burns didn't look sensational versus Kirill Relic, so they decided to go this route, and I like this better. This is a better fight, and the Ricky Burns fight let him look better in a performance, and then maybe make that fight down the road. So that's a great fight for AB and Granados. And then March 4th, they confirm it, which I already told you on the channel. Danny Garcia versus Keith Thurman. Now, the only asterisk is Danny Garcia has to get past his next foe, which is a hometown fight in Philadelphia versus Samuel Vargas. And I don't really think there's anyone out there who believes that Vargas is going to play spoiler and unseat Danny Garcia, who is currently a champion. So, in essence, March 4th, we'll be getting Garcia versus Keith Thurman in a unification. Garcia having the WBC belt, Keith Thurman having the WBA belt, I believe. Bravo to, I got my computer too. I got the new iMac. Told you guys on the Monday mail day. But bravo to Showtime, man. They're getting it done because this is a very good lineup of fights, and it's getting me excited again. And I gotta ask this to the detractors of Showtime and Premier Boxing Champs and the tribalists: do y'all ever get tired of being wrong? Because I keep hearing and reading the comments, people, oh, Showtime sucks, it's all about HBO, Premier Boxing Champs, they're going bankrupt like Wheel of Fortune, they're broke, they have no money. And realistically, what it is, it's a lot of these boxing writers and people leaving those comments, they're projecting their hopes, what they want to happen. They want to see Premier Boxing Champs fail, and that's what they project. So when you guys get at me like, oh, make a video about PBC has no money, that's why they're not putting in fights. That's why you didn't see me make those videos, because that story, there was not enough legs to it to substantiate that they're bankrupt or broke or they have no money or nobody's interested or whatever people were saying. That's why you didn't see it come out of my mouth, because I didn't believe that. The first sign of PBC, even though the whole first half of this year, they slaughtered HBO. Slaughtered. HBO up until recently didn't even start coming out with free fights on their regular premium network that people wanted to see. Now they close the year strong with Vasyl Lomachenko, Nicholas Walters, and a few other fights. But the first half of the year was very dry. You had Salido, Vargas, and a bunch of pay-per-view fights. Canelo Khan, Canelo Smith, and you had Triple G Brook, which was a regular fight, but pay-per-view in the UK, things like that. And the first sign of PBC Showtime slowing up with their schedule, with their calendar, then people said, oh, it's because they're broke and they lost money. No one wants to invest in PBC and all this stuff. But, I mean, that's why you make your moves in silent. Look at all these fights, man. Like, look at this graphic. Let's see HBO put up a graphic like this with their 2017. Like, they have a couple cool fights to close the year, but I haven't seen a response when every time Showtime drops these monster lineups, I never see HBO intelligently respond to it. Like, hey, okay, you dropping that? This is our heat. You know what I'm saying? And Steven Espinoza of Showtime exec says Showtime will continue to deliver. That's our promise. The best versus the best. And you can't really go against that and say they're lying. These are all quality fights. You know what I'm saying? You can make a strong case for the champion, Cuellar, knocking out Abna. You can also make a case for Mares, why he's more skilled than Cuellar. You look at Julian J. Rock Williams, beast. You look at Jamal Charlo, he's a champion, right? He looks to be the better of the two brothers. James DeGale versus Badou Jack. Frampton Santa Cruz, fight of the year. Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia. Some people are picking Keith, some people are picking left hook Garcia. Broner versus Granados. That is the exact style that has given him problems. Pressure fighters with some pop, things like that. Mikey Garcia, who's been inactive up until recently, going in against a puncher who's a champ. I mean, what can you say? Like what can the detractors say at this point? This is heat, you know what I'm saying? And if you find something wrong with this, like, man, why they put Carl Frampton versus Santa Cruz 2? Like, man, you got to get off that. These are good fights. Showtime getting it done. That's all that really can be said. You guys let me know what you think. I'll probably make separate videos about some of those fights. Drop that in the comment section. Make sure you share the video, like the video as always. Hey, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off.